Kimberley, Northern Cape. A city built on diamonds and secrets. Beneath its bright lights and historic buildings lies a hole, deep, dark, and endless. The Big Hole. A place of fortune and misfortune. A place where lives were changed and lost. This is the story of a man who checked into a hotel near the Big Hole, but never left. A guest, forgotten by time. His name was Kabelo. A businessman from Johannesburg, visiting Kimberley for a meeting. The hotel. A historic boutique lodge overlooking the Big Hole. Old but elegant. Polished wooden floors. Vintage chandeliers. Faint echoes of a bygone era. "Welcome, sir," the receptionist smiled, sliding over a key. Room 8. The last room at the end of the hallway. Breakfast is served at 7. "Anne," she hesitated, "please don't open your window at night." Kabelo chuckled. "Why?" She only smiled. "Enjoy your stay, sir." Room 8 was perfect. Spacious. A grand mahogany desk. A velvet armchair by the window, overlooking the Big Hole. The air smelled of aged wood and something else, something old. As Kabelo unpacked, a framed newspaper article on the wall caught his eye. "Mystery businessman vanishes, last seen at the Big Hole." The man in the photo wore a fine suit. His head tilted low. His face, strangely familiar. Shrugging off the unease, Kabelo settled into bed. Then, at exactly midnight, it started. Soft, slow, knocking. Knock, knock, knock. He sat up. Listened. The knocking wasn't at the door, but the window. Knock, knock, knock. His heart pounded. He remembered the receptionist's warning. But curiosity was stronger. He crept towards the window and pulled back the curtain. Nothing. Just the vast darkness of the Big Hole. Then, he saw it. A shadowy figure, standing at the edge of the mine. Staring directly at him. The next morning, Kabelo asked the receptionist, "Who else is staying in room 8? Her smile faded. "Sir, no one has stayed in that room for years." He showed her the newspaper article. "Who is this man?" Her face paled. "That's Mr. Moketsi. A businessman who came here in 1923. He checked into room 8 and disappeared. His body was never found." Kabelo's blood ran cold. That night, as he lay in bed, the air turned icy. The window creaked open by itself. And then, he heard breathing. Slow. Heavy. Right next to him. He turned. And there, in the velvet armchair, sat Mr. Moketsi. His suit was dusty. His eyes hollow. His voice a whisper. "You took my room. Now, I'll take yours." Kabelo lunged for the door. But it wouldn't open. The wall seemed to close in. The room grew darker. And then, silence. The next morning, the hotel maid knocked on room 8. No answer. She unlocked the door and gasped. The bed was untouched. The suitcase neatly packed. But Kabelo was gone. Only his shoes remained, perfectly placed at the edge of the open window, overlooking the Big Hole. The receptionist sighed and reached for the old hotel register. She turned to the last page and added a new name. Kabelo Makona. Checked in, March 10, 2024. Checked out, never. Because in this hotel, some guests never leave.